Right, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, it's Greg here again with this unboxing of the Crusader, which a lot of people asked for from my last video, and also I'm going to do the Centurion Avery as well, but I'll do that tomorrow. So we'll start on this Crusader. It says by Border. I do like their kits, they're very detailed, and you get a few extra bits and pieces for quite a reasonable price. You know, they're almost, I think they're as good, if not better, than a lot of the bigger companies. You know, obviously they've only got a small inventory at the moment, but it is sort of expanding slowly. I believe they're doing a Messerschmitt in 1/35 scale, so you'll be able to combine, you know, a diorama with a plane, a tank, or whatever. So it look interesting, that. So anyhow, let's start on this. So it's a border kit, and it's a Crusader Mk.III, Battle of El Alamein on the front. Lovely artwork, I do like the artwork. Obviously it's 1/35 scale, and it says precision PE part included, 5 schemes of markings, metal gun barrel included, a set of stowage included, workable tracks, rack link suspension included. So it's, you know, it's decent enough. You've got a lot of stuff in there. I say I've shown these bits yesterday, but we'll go through them again. And the CAD drawings, which look nice, don't they? I do like the chest. It's a weird shape, isn't it, the turret? There can't have been much room in there. And there's 3 of the options. I think I'll probably do the middle one, unless I find somewhere in the instructions that appeals to me more. Right, so let's, without further ado, let's, I'll give you the kit number again actually. It's BT012, and it's a border 1/35 scale. Right, so let's have a gander what we got in the box. I'll just move the box to one side. So it's quite full of plastic. It's, you know, it's not. I haven't been scrimping with it, and it's resealable bags, so which is a good start. I'm trying to get into them now. So this is the first sprue, and it's BA, sprue BA. So this must be a B, BB, and whatever. I don't know. Right, let's have a look at this. This is obviously part of the lower hull. It's got a nice little texture on there as well. Yeah, subtle texture, nicely detailed. The rivets and that are quite nice. And again, all nicely presented. Nicely done. These go over the cover the suspension, if I remember rightly. All the suspension's behind those. And a few bits of little bits and pieces there. A couple of lifting eyes, I presume, and one of the shovels. It's like a couple of periscope covers, and some other little bits and bobs. Could be an aerial. Don't know, but we'll find out eventually. Right, so these, I want to get these out because these are quite small and delicate. We say we look at them yesterday. I'll get to look at the tracks, but these are the pins for your tracks, which are very delicate. It's going to take a bit of doing, but they're very similar to what they did with the Tiger on the Riffield Tiger with pins as well. We can't really say much about those, they're just the pins, delicate. Let's have a look at these tracks properly this time. Just need to get one out. There's no injection, there is injection marks unfortunately, but they're risen, so I should be able to get those out. It's going to take a bit of doing, but never mind, can't be helped. I'm sure we can buy, if you're that bothered, you'll buy aftermarket. Let me see about the risen on there, unfortunately, but never mind. The track detail is very small, but very nicely done. We'll give them a whirl anyhow. You know, I'll leave them on the. I could leave them on the. Well, we haven't got one handy. A skinny stick. We could leave them on the sprue, couldn't we? Let's see. Easy to leave them both on the sprue. Yep. Easy. That one's out now. Yep, so that's not going to be not a problem. Not a problem. So I'd leave them on the sprues. I'd clean them all up first. And it's a pain in the arse job, but we are to do here modelling. We're not here to make things too easy to build out. So it's a bit of a, when you finish your kit you can say, right, I've put a lot of hard work into that and I'm very pleased with the outcome. So what I'll do is I'll leave that skinny stick in there as well with them. Right, and we have some clear parts for the periscopes, no, not the periscopes, for the headlights. Again, I'll leave those in the bag. We have PE, and we have sort of a, let's get staples on this one. Must have been watching to me again. It's sort of been added at the last moment, the that onto the decals, although there is 2 on there as well, so I must have to have 3 on the actual. Let's see if I can get into here without damaging anything else. So the decals are there, they're quite nice, made by Border, and from what I can see, we'll have a look. We'll get them out. They'll come out. I'll just move the. No, I can't get them out, but I'm sure they'll be fine. Let's have a look at the decal on this side. See if there's any, how much carrier film. Very little. It's been cut right round it. You can make it out. As you can see, it's quite close to it, so there shouldn't be much of a problem with that. Right, so I've got 2 sheets of nicely thinned PE. Yeah, coated in both sides, makes it easier. Just pull one side off and leave it, and then they don't fly everywhere. So I've got 2 of those PE pads as well, and we have a little metal barrel as well. I think believe it's a 2-pounder gun, if I'm not mistaken. Which again, and it's rifled at the very end. You can see. Sorry, let me see better there. Yeah, so, you know, a little metal barrel always comes in handy, doesn't it? Always comes in handy. Especially when they're made for the actual kit itself, which is even better. Right, let's move on to the next screw, which is the lower tub, which is the bath tub. Let's find our way into this one. There again, lower bottom, it's quite nice, plenty of detail on the bottom. You don't always leave these things, these can be knocked off or filed off or whichever. It's on the bottom, you're not going to make much difference, is it really? And they say this is part of it's all going to have the suspension on it. You can see the texture on there, can't you? Got rolled steel texture, almost. Subtle, but it's there. Something I can see, definitely see something in there. But say most of it's going to be covered over anyhow with the them plates on the first sprue. So it's you know, it's a reasonable sized tank, reasonable size. So can't argue, you know, look quite nice when it's put together. It's nice to see companies bringing out a bit of English armour for a change. Right, the next one is Spoofery Turret. And again, it's all nicely detailed, lovely crisp weld. Oh, them weld seams are lovely. They're really nice. And the rivets, mantlet, part of the gun breech, and again we have the one-piece slide moulded barrel and optional of 2 ends as well. But they're both rifled as well. And see about the detail on top of the upper hull, really nice. Look at the detail on the welds, really nice. And the risen as well, so really nice. And plenty of nice detail on them rivets as well. I'm sure they'll look splendid. with a bit of paint on them and a bit of weathering. Yeah, and there's a part of the gun for the gun breech. And the mantle cover there. All the lovely roots. So, and there's like, is that the turret ring? Yeah, it's turret ring there. Interesting, a couple of little bits and pieces on the end there. I don't know what they're for yet, but a couple of handles there as well. Look nice, and it should be fairly easy. And nice small sprue gates as well to go on the fine parts as well. So we're not fighting them, which is nice. Which is really nice. Right, so next sprue. Got some poly caps obviously for the wheels and other bits and pieces. We have there. And we have another large sprue with the find my way into it again. There you go. So the upper hull and side fenders, fuel drum, more external stuff, tanker bar I think, other bits and pieces. Really nice again, the detail is lovely, and it definitely has a texture on there, definitely. It's really nice. We'll start off with the lower hull, the top of the upper hull, and you can see about that, you can see they make out the texture. Really nicely detailed again. On the front. So you can definitely see it now on the this part here. Nice rivets. And then we have a side skirt. There again, it gives you the option of, you can cut them, it doesn't give you the option, but you can cut them, and obviously if you want one missing or something like that, or not any at all, entirely up to yourselves. There's a fuel drum. Part of some sort of, I would say this probably something to do with the outlet for the exhausts or something, or for the grills for the engine to be cooled, something like that, I presume. Not too sure. And again, some small fine pieces again, all nicely done, nicely detailed. So there's no flash. I wouldn't expect it on a brand new kit, to be honest. And by the looks at the muck guards there, they've been slide moulded. And they're nice, not too thick either. There we are. Well, not too thick. Maybe take a sanding stick to the back, or there may be even PE ones in there. I didn't really take much notice, but they're not too bad. They're not too bad at all then. Taking the time to slide mould them again. And this is the last, yeah, this is the last sprue. So it's not a overly complicated kit, which is the British Armour, isn't, maybe apart from the Churchill with all these suspension wheels. Not so much on the one I'm building now, but on the Mk.III kits, their suspension is workable, so there's a lot of work involved in those. So there's two sprues in here, the same with the wheels and the suspension. I'll get one out. And again, the wheels are lovely. Oh, they're really nice. And I can't see any seam line going around them either, which is even better. No, there isn't. So we'll start off with those. You can hear details on those, and you can see about there's no seam line. So you've got 3 points to clean. It's all part of the suspension. And on the top here, as I was saying yesterday, there was no injection marks on those. So if you do want to use the workable suspension, with all those tracks, and if you don't want to make it workable, you can use this on the bottom row of your suspension. So obviously if it's not workable, we can use those. I think I'll go for the workable one, because I want to try and do it going over the hill sort of thing, like on the box art, if I possibly can. It'll take a bit of doing, but we'll get it done. See, all the suspension parts, weird suspension arms, aren't they? They look like hydraulic. Maybe they are. Looks like hydraulic arms, don't they? You can really look into it and see. Some small wheels, the sprocket, there's a return roller, the idler, and the sprocket is really nice again as well. That's really nicely detailed. Even all the small parts there, the shackles, Another lifting eye at the front for the shackles to go onto. Presume these all hatch covers. I don't know what they are. They must be hatch covers or sort of inlet. I don't know what they are at the moment. But, sure. There again, all nicely detailed, really nice. Really nice. See the detail on the track. You can't argue with that, can you? You really can't. And I say there's no sprue, there's no injection marks on there at all. So it's nice to give you the option. So the tracks will take some doing, but they will be done slowly. Right, and there's a nice surprise in here as well, which we have. They give you a cutting mat with Crusader, like the new ones. I don't know who releases them, the big ones, but they've released their own border with a British cruiser tank, Crusader Mk.III limited edition. That's nice, cutting mat. So I could use those probably when you're doing an unboxing or whatever. But that's a nice little touch, isn't it? It's quite nice, thick cutting mat. Right, and then we have the instructions, which is nicely presented again with a picture of the box art on the front and the sprue gates. Sorry about the glare there. Really nice tank, really nice. Yep, all the sprue gate is there. And then we have a bit of history, which is quite nice again. A lot of companies are starting to do this. Bit of history of the Crusader. The concept stemmed from the fast tank concept designed and produced around the 1930s, by the American Walter Christie, obviously Walter Christie suspension, and it evolved it to generate all-around fine tank. Instead, the cruiser paid consequences for ill-defined high command theories and uncertain piecemeal decisions. Interesting. So I'll read that later on, give you a nice breakdown or something. And then we start with the low hull, which is normal in the suspension. Fairly straightforward, nicely laid out. You know, nothing too difficult. Again, then we're putting hatches together, other bits and pieces, and then we get out the driver's hatch, I think that is. Yeah, this one here, driver's sort of thing. It's raised up. Putting 3 tracks together there, times 2. 3 tracks, that must be the spares. This looks like the exhaust. Sorry, we can't really, sorry, my fault. And I'm too sure what that part is, another vent or something like that. And then obviously the subsections all get placed onto the lower upper hull. There again, it looks busy, but it's not, if you know what I mean, because all these are subsections and it's just telling you where they're actually going to go to onto the nubs and things like that. Yeah, there's spare tracks for both sides. And then it's saying lower hull and top hull put together. And then the mud guards on the front, some small shackles and other bits and pieces, headlights, that kind of stuff. And then back onto the lower part of the hull at the rear, some bits and pieces on there, and then the fuel drum. The seam out of that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And again, this is for the shackles to go onto, the hooks, and then we're putting the fuel drum on, all the subsections again, and it's giving you a breakdown of actually where B7, it's actually telling you where it goes into a small diagram, sorry, where we are, which is a nice touch as well, because obviously sometimes it just points an arrow and doesn't exactly show you how it fits. That's a nice little touch, I like that. Like I say, so far it's going to be a relatively nice build, an easy build at the moment. If it says 8, yeah, it tells you about the tracks on there. If you don't want the, if you think workable truck assembly is very troublesome, you can choose part C40 when you save you some time. So, and there again it gives you that nice where it actually goes, positioning of the, I don't know what that part of the exhaust is here, must be. And it's telling you to put the side skirts on of the tracks, which I wouldn't be doing at that point. I don't think I put the side skirts on. hopefully I can get the tracks made and be able to take them off to weather and put back on. And we're starting with the turret and gun, which again is fairly straightforward. We've got a bit of a breech, and then we're starting with the turret ring and the low turret, adding things to the upper turret, and then adding the upper turret to the lower turret. And then some bits and bobs there. The light again, an aerial. It just is a part of an aerial. A little bits and pieces on top of the turret. Storage bin and a shovel on the back, and then you position them, and that's it. So it's a fairly easy build. And then we give you the Crusader painting and marking guide by Ammo. Obviously, if we don't like Ammo, we can give you other paints to use. And we've got the 6th Armoured Division, Canada, Tunisia, 1943. Which is quite nice again. And they're giving you on the bottom of these now, they're starting to do like weathering steps. Everybody does their own weathering, different steps, but you know, for a novice or a beginner, I suppose it's quite nice for them to add that. Obviously selling their own products along the way, but yeah, why not? We're there to make money. You don't run the business just to give it away, do you? And then we have the option that I think I'll probably go for, which is the 9th Queen's Lancers 1st Armoured Division, LLMA 1942. That's probably what I'll probably go for, is that. And again, you got the top, bottom, both sides, and rear and front, which is nice. I like that with the roundel on the back. That's quite nice. And then we have 26th Armoured Brigade, 6th Armoured Division, Tunisia, 1943, which is the, I won't call it a green. What colour do you? Yeah, it's a khaki green. Huh? And that's the 3 you choose from, and they're giving you some of their new tools they're bringing out, like for universal vices and other bits and pieces. No prices on them obviously, but you know, they're coming along doing their own stuff. Why not? Why not indeed? So yeah, so it's not going to be an overly complicated kit. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'm looking forward to this build. I really am looking forward to it. Should be a nice little build, and I say it's nice to see some English armour again. It really is. So I did enjoy it. I've only got one English armour, which was the Cromwell, which I did, which is the Tamir one, which is a couple of years ago, and obviously now I'm on with the Churchill, which I'm enjoying very much. In fact, I was that enjoyed that much I bought the actual kit again. Me and Paul have bought the kit again because we want to try something different again. He's going to do the same. I think he's gone Britain with some historical pictures with the mudguards missing and things like that, so I'm going to see how I go along the same way eventually. But maybe just like something to build in the background. That we'll see how I get on with it. But yeah, so yeah, it's a nice little kit. I say I got it off eBay. I got it from where I usually get my stuff from in China, but as things stand now, everything's 40% or 20% VAT, and the prices are all shot up, but they're still cheaper. Some of them are still cheaper than you can buy in England, so it's a bit of a bugger. The prices have gone up, but what can you do? I'm waiting for a few to be delivered, but I'm lucky I got them before the prices went up. Right, so yeah, so that's the boxing of the Crusader Mk.III by Border, 135 scale. Nice little build it's going to be. And tomorrow I'm going to do the what do I going to say? Oh, the Centurion Avery by Musing Models. Is it Musing Hobby. Sorry, Models. Yeah, so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow for that one. So right, back to the Churchill. So once again, thank you to all my subscribers, new and old, and hopefully 2021 starts eventually. We'll be okay. Obviously we're in full lockdown again. I can't go out anywhere at the moment, so I'll have to spend a bit more time in the cave if I can. But, keep yourself occupied. That's the name. Keep yourself occupied. If you have to stay in, I'm so glad I've got this hobby. I sort of been swinging by a chandelier by now, I think. But yeah, that's enough of that. So we'll catch you very, very soon again with an unboxing of the God, brain's gone dead again. I have to tell you about chemo brain. It is chemo fog. It's bloody true. It really is. It's terrible. With the Centurion Avery. So it's Greg signing off. We'll catch you very, very soon.